We sat down with Eric Trump to talk about his father's upcoming rallies and what he thinks is the most important election issue for Republicans in 2022 and in 2024. So, your dad's going to step back out on stage here very soon, set to speak at the Republican convention in North Carolina. It's been a while since CPAC, since he's been in a forum like this. What can we expect to hear?
Yeah, well, I think people are really excited about it, to say the least. I mean, you got to realize, Trump to 75, 80 million Americans in this country represents kind of a voice of reason that they don't see. They don't see that, John, in the media. I'm not. When I say media, I exclude you and very few others, but. He's really so many people's hope. And, I walk down the street, I tell this story all the time, but I walk down the street, people literally hug me, thank you for what your family's done for this country. Thank you for taking the pounding that you guys do every single day. Thank you for being the voice to so many Americans that literally think that they're voiceless because they don't have social media and they don't have the media. And, they think our government's very corrupt, which in so many cases it is. And I think there is a longing for Trump. And again, you see, over a 120-day period of time, our country just disintegrate. Our respect around the world, our fuel prices, our lumber prices, inflation, economy, people out of work who could otherwise be at work. You see these, $6 trillion spending packages on nonsense. You see the problems at the southern border. You see, I could go on and on and on. On and on. Look at the spike in crime, John, across the country. And they literally see a country that's disintegrating under horribly weak leadership. They don't see, some people didn't like tweets, right? And fine, that's fine. But everybody says that Trump was an incredibly effective guy. Now they look at Biden, who's incredibly ineffective, and they're longing for their guy back. And well,
you mentioned,
my father
you mentioned
right now
that
is more
longing.
popular than he's ever.
You mentioned the longing and the social media stuff, the mean tweets and things like that. Can you give us an update on the social media platform? A lot of speculation recently because the blog was taken down. There were some stories about Trump being reinstated last night. What's going on with the social media stuff, Eric?
Yeah, well, listen, his social media is out of control. I actually give DeSantis a lot of credit for what he did in Florida, allowing it to be punitive. But, think about taking the president of the United States, somebody who's got 75 million votes and deplatforming him, all right? And they're not going to be able to silence him. In fact, every time they do it, it backfires, right? Because, new platforms are popping up every single day. My father's working on several of them. Believe me, he will have a voice, and he'll have a very loud voice. And I think, 2022, in terms of the midterm elections, I think they're going to be a bloodbath. I really, truly believe that. And I think, he's in a great position for 2024 if he decides to go for it. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised. But
you know what? I don't think I'd be surprised.
What the social media companies.
I don't think I'd be surprised either way, Eric, how it goes. There is a lot riding on 2022. The social media stuff is egregious, I think, to a lot of people. But let's talk about 2022 and 2020. As of right now, what do you, Eric Trump, see as the most important issue for voters in 2022?
Honestly, I think prices of everything, which are skyrocketing. When the price of chicken is up 300%, when the price of lumber has doubled, tripled, quadrupled, right? Every commodity cost that we have in this nation has gone through the roof. Again, I mentioned before, but gas in California right now just surpassed $6 in certain places. Think about that. We have the lowest gas prices in the world. They're canceling pipelines all over the place. You better believe that people feel that. You better believe that people feel it, and you see inflation and
canceling pipelines here, but they're okay for Russia. Russian pipelines are okay. American pipelines not cool.
John, that's right. That's right, John. If your son, here's what's okay with the Democrats, right? If your son sits on the board of a natural gas company and he makes $83,000 a month, it's perfectly fine for them to build natural gas pipelines and exploit fossil fuels, no problem, right? Just don't do it in America where your son doesn't sit on those boards. That's a hypocrisy. And by the way, it's not just Biden. Pelosi's son held similar positions and other things. You know that as well as I do, right? But that's perfectly fine to do on that side of the world as long as your family's making money off of it. But let's not do it here. Despite the fact that, again, our energy prices are going through the roof. So I think that's going to be a very big one. I really think that's going to be a big one. I also happen to think that Putin's going to continue to test Biden. You see two big, cyber hacks effectively, and in the last 3 weeks. First a pipeline, now meat
the thing too is
processing
interesting
plants
about that, Eric. The thing that's interesting about that too is you see the White House putting the blame back on these American companies, or I guess the meat company is actually Brazilian, but their facilities are here. They're saying you need to harden your infrastructure. They're not getting tough with Vladimir Putin in Russia, where we know these hackers are, and it seems to be a thing here with them, a trend.
Yeah, sure, of course. By the way, I do think that American companies, this is, they do have to be tough, right? I agree with that to a certain standpoint. We shouldn't allow vulnerabilities in corporate infrastructure to be exploited, right? 100%. But at the same time, I don't think they'd be testing this country the way they are if it was Trump. In fact, I know they wouldn't be. You think you'd have the nightmare that you have in Israel right now, if my father was in there? Of course not. He'd be making calls and, hey, we're not going to play these games, right? And my father did that very, very effectively. But they see a weak leader, and you better believe that China will exploit that, as they are. Russia will exploit that. Many other adversaries will exploit that. And, that's actually a shame, not just for the United States, just for, frankly, world order. I mean, America has been the greatest peacekeeping force just in terms of influence it's had around the world. And to see that diminish under poor leadership is very sad, and I think people are seeing that, John. I really do believe people are seeing that.
They can't help but not see it right now, or can't help but see it, I should say, because it's so obvious what's going on right now in the world, and weakness does invite conflict.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.